In the annals of ancient history, the name Cleopatra conjures images of exotic beauty, shrewd political maneuvering, and ultimately, the tragic end of an era. Cleopatra VII, often regarded as the last pharaoh of Egypt, has become a figure etched in both myth and history. But was she truly the last pharaoh? This question leads us down a path of fascinating stories, unveiling the complexities of succession, power struggles, and a dynasty's enduring legacy. Cleopatra's rule marked the culmination of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a lineage of Macedonian Greek origin that had governed Egypt since the death of Alexander the Great. Her reign from 51 to 30 BC was characterized by her remarkable ability to navigate the treacherous political waters of the time, forming alliances with powerful Roman figures like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Cleopatra's strategic acumen was matched by her legendary charm, as she sought to sustain her kingdom's sovereignty amidst the expanding Roman Empire. However, to understand whether Cleopatra was truly the last pharaoh, we must delve into the aftermath of her death. Following her suicide in 30 BC, the tapestry of Egyptian leadership did not unravel immediately. Cleopatra's son Caesarion, officially known as Ptolemy XV, was declared pharaoh, a title he held for a tantalizingly brief moment. Caesarion's reign, though legitimate, was swiftly extinguished by Octavian, later known as Emperor Augustus, who saw the young ruler as a threat to his burgeoning empire. With Caesarion's death, the Ptolemaic dynasty was decisively ended, and Egypt was transformed into a Roman province. Yet the essence of pharaonic rule lingered in cultural and symbolic forms. Though Rome imposed its governance, the concept of the pharaoh persisted in the collective memory and religious practices of the Egyptian people. Temples continued to function, and the deity-like reverence of Egyptian leadership did not vanish overnight. Furthermore, some argue that Cleopatra's intellectual and cultural contributions render her the last great emblem of Egyptian independence and identity. Her efforts to integrate Egyptian and Hellenistic cultures, best exemplified in her affinity for Egyptian religion and her depiction as the goddess Isis, marked her as a custodian of a rich and ancient heritage. In this sense, Cleopatra was not just the final ruler of a line, but also the last beacon of a uniquely Egyptian sovereignty that had thrived for millennia. One untold story from this period involves the survival of Egyptian traditions and philosophies. Even as Roman customs took root, the ancient knowledge and beliefs endured, preserved by Egyptian scholars and priests who adapted to the new regime. This cultural resilience ensured that Egypt's identity lived on, even in the shadow of Roman dominance. Moreover, the notion of Cleopatra as the last pharaoh sparks debates about what constitutes a pharaoh. If we consider the pharaoh as a ruler who embodies both temporal authority and divine endorsement, Cleopatra fits this description fittingly as the last to wield such dual power. Her successors, though rulers or administrators under Roman yoke, did not embody this sacrosanct duality. In conclusion, whether Cleopatra was truly the last pharaoh depends on how one defines pharaoh. In the strict dynastic and political sense, her son Caesarion might claim that title, albeit briefly. However, Cleopatra's legacy as a ruler who fought passionately for her kingdom, who intertwined herself with both the spiritual and political fabric of her land, positions her as the last of her kind, a sovereign in the truest sense of the word. Thus, while her death marks an end, it also serves as a reminder of a civilization's resilience and adaptability. Cleopatra's story, embedded in the sands of time, continues to whisper tales of glory and demise, revealing that the essence of a pharaoh is not just in the crown they wore, but in the enduring legacy they left behind.